Hello, my name is Hercule and his name is.
I am Hercules.
So he is my guest today, and he's going to tell us how he came out. So the first question is, how old are you?
I am 22 years old.
Where are you from?
I am originally from Cyprus.
And what are you studying and where?
I am currently studying in Greece to get my degree in chemistry, and I plan on doing a master's in biochemistry and drug synthesis and distribution.
What are your hobbies?
So I'm a STEM major, which means I have a lot of really intense coursework with lab reports and all that. So between all that and trying to maintain a healthy social life and getting 8 hours of sleep, I really don't have any time for hobbies.
When and how did you know that you were homosexual?
So I think I've always known that I was a bit different from all the other boys. But what really, I think the moment that I was really new was when I was in 6th grade, and both me and my sister had a crush on the same boy, which was really awkward at the time, but of course at the time I didn't really say anything. That I wasn't sure about my sexuality until I was 19 years old, which was when I had my first actual date with a boy, and I realized that this wasn't just a phase, that it wasn't something that was just going to go away, and that's what I wanted.
How did you know? How did you come out, and who was the first person you told?
Okay, so I didn't in my head, looking back at it now, I didn't feel like I needed to come out because looking back at it now, I feel like it was rather obvious to the people who really knew me, because I never really had any girlfriends or anything like that, and basically I think I was just trying to fool myself and just to deny the fact and just to try to be normal, I guess. So I didn't actually come out until I was 19, which was the first time I was on an actual date with a boy, and he kissed me, and I realized, this is what I wanted, this is who I was. And the first person that I told after that was my sister. She's my twin sister, so we've always been really close, and she's the only person that I feel like I would talk to without being judged at the time, because I was still sort of judging myself and being really, I guess, selective, you could say, about the people that I told, because it was something that was really, really personal. It was something that I didn't know how it was going to go down. So I just started with the person that I trusted the most, and I knew that I was going to get the least amount of judgment.
Interesting. And so, what was the reaction of your friends and parents when you came out to them?
I think I am actually really fortunate in that fact, because I never really had a tough time coming out. I never really told anyone, and they didn't want to have anything to do with me afterwards. I hear a lot of coming out stories where it just gets really rough. Your parents throw you out in the street, or you lose friends that you've known your entire life because you came out to them. I never really had that. I had a really easy time coming out, which is something I'm really grateful and fortunate about. And I didn't really have a really large friend circle, so I didn't really have to tell a lot of people. I didn't feel like I had to tell a lot of people, because it's still something I find really personal, something that I don't just go out announcing to people, because I feel like it's none of their business. But the people that were really close to me, I came out after the first couple of times. I was really nervous and anxious about telling them. Afterwards, it felt quite natural. It's something that, again, I feel like a lot of people picked up, probably because before I even knew myself. So it was really easy to come out to them. And nothing really changed the way that they treated me, both my friends and my family. Not my mother, at least, because my mother was always really, really supportive. She's always been the one that I was closest to. And when I told her, basically my sister told her, after a while, after I told my sister, she was the one that told our mother. It was like a little group conversation, Um, and she was the one that told her, basically, this is what he likes, this is who he is, and I never really felt judged. But my father was a different story because he's quite old-fashioned. He's an army man, he's quite religious as well. So it's really not, it wasn't really easy coming out to him. And still, I haven't really had a conversation, a proper conversation with him, because my mother told him. After about a year after I came out to her, was the time I had my first actual relationship with a boy, and because it was really my first proper relationship in general, I was quite emotional, quite sensitive. So whenever something bad happened, you could really tell. I was being really emotional, I was being really moody, and me and my brother never had that kind of relationship where he could just come and talk to me and ask me what's wrong, and that we would have a conversation. That was always my mother. So he asked to know what's wrong with him, what's going on, and she was the one that told him. And after the first couple of months, it was really awkward between us because he knew and I knew that he knew, but we never really had that conversation, and we still haven't. But he's become quite supportive in his own way. He's always been a bit more distant. He was never really the kind of parent that would show just unlimited amount of affection, even though he was really, and he's quite emotional, quite supportive. He never really showed it, and still this way. He hasn't changed in that regard, but he's quite supportive. But it's one of the things that I want to do at one point, just to have that conversation with him, because it's quite redundant at this point because he's known for a few years now, and I don't feel like it's just something that I feel I have to do, just to feel good with myself, just to know that I've had this conversation and I was able to look at him in the eye and say, no, I like men and this is who I am, and yeah.
Now, is your community accepting of diversity, and what would you like to change about it?
So I can only talk about the people in Cyprus and Greece because it's the only two places that I've lived in for quite a considerable amount of time, and I sort of know the way people react. They're very similar. I think although the world in general has made a lot of strides in the latest years about accepting LGBT people and embracing. I feel like there's still a lot of discrimination, especially discrimination in more close-minded communities like Cyprus and Greece, where I've read articles about people that have lived in Greece and had to move because basically their boss found out that they were gay, and they either lost job opportunities or they lost their jobs altogether. And it's more than that because when you live in Cyprus and Greece and you are gay, you feel like you sort of have to hide that because people are still very judgmental and people still are quite discriminatory in that way against LGBT people. So I feel like that's the thing that I want to change, or that I want to change in general, I guess, because it's not something that can happen to just one person, it's not something that can happen in a day. It's just for people to be more accepting, which sounds really general, it is. Because I think that as long as the two people are happy together, then no one should really care about their sexes, about their sexual orientation. That's something that, first of all, it's none of your business, and second, they're not hurting anyone. It's just two consenting adults deciding to be in a community relationship to each other. And I think it's something beautiful, and something that I don't feel no one has any right to judge. But that's still a long ways to go, both here and in general.
Have you ever experienced bullying because of your sexual preference?
So again, I was really lucky because the people that I taught were really accepting. But I did get bullied a bit throughout high school because I was basically just an easy target because I was just really shy. I was really quiet. I always kept to myself. So I didn't really have a lot of friends. I didn't really have any support. And it was just an easy target, I guess, for to get bullied because I didn't really fight back. I was just really quiet. I was really lonely. So I didn't really have any friends to support me. I didn't really have anyone to sort of, I don't know, help me through that time, I guess. And because I didn't really do anything, I wasn't really active or really social or anything like that, it was just the easiest thing they could find to pick on me. Because the friends that I did have were mostly girls, and I was really quiet and really shy. And in my experience, when most boys are quiet and they're shy and they're more artistic and not less athletic, that's the most common insult. Like people just call me gay and all sorts of discriminatory words because it's just the easy thing to do. And back then, I wasn't even sure. Of course, like I knew, but I was trying to hide that. I was trying to convince myself that it was just a phase, it was just something temporary, that it would go away. And getting bullied and picked on during that time was really, it didn't help at all. Because I was already not sure. I was already feeling like what I was feeling was wrong. So to get picked on was just something as a validation, like, yeah, what you're feeling is wrong, and that's why these boys are picking on you. So that was really hard. But after I came out, and after I became more social and more extroverted, the bullying sort of stopped and sort of went away because I think at that point I took their power away because it was something that I didn't let bother me anymore. I didn't let it affect my way of thinking. It didn't really affect me in any way. So it's just like I took their power because I didn't really have anything. It was just because it mattered to me and because it was something important. That's why they could pick on me, because that was what mattered to me at that point. Just not be judged and not feel different.
So do you have any straight friends, or they are trying to avoid you?
I do actually. Like one of my closest friends is a straight male who I've met during my second semester in university. And at first, I wasn't really comfortable coming out to him because, I don't know, it still is one of those things where I'm like, if it comes up in a conversation, yes, I will mention it, but it's not something that I feel like people are entitled to know. It's something I feel it's still really private. But yeah, when we started becoming closer, because I had moved to a different country basically, I didn't really know anyone. So we became really, really close friends really quickly. And I came out to him after a few months of knowing him, and he was nothing but supportive, and he still is. He's one of my closest friends, and he's one of the people that I turn to most for advice because he's got such a different view on things, and he just offers me a perspective that I never really get from my other gay friends or my female friends. I find we tend to think of things very similarly, and basically whenever I need to see things differently, I go to him, and he's always there for me, and I feel like he always will be. Yeah.
So what is your role model and why?
So that's probably one of the hardest questions because I never really had any role models growing up because I didn't really know any other gay people, and the internet wasn't so big back then, so I couldn't really just look up people who were gay and who were successful. And I think I'm really, really glad that's changed in recent years with how prominent the internet has become, where you can see people like Tom Daley or Gus Kenworthy or Tim Cook, who are basically really, really successful. Like obviously Tim Cook is the CEO of Apple, Gus Kenworthy is an Olympic medalist, so is Tom Daley. There are people who are really, really successful in their own respective fields, and they have come out, they've had really public coming out. And it's really, really amazing for younger kids to look up to them back when they were feeling like I was feeling like they were alone and that they were just different from anyone else, and that there was no one that they could look up to. And I feel like those people being so prominent, so much in the limelight, being gay, sometimes having boyfriends or husbands or even kids with a significant other, and to just be able to look up to them and be like, I'm not, forgetting this bit, I'm not different. What I'm feeling is perfectly normal. There are other people out there that are like me, that are successful, that have really amazing careers, have really great relationships. So I really love the fact that because of the internet, basically, younger kids will have this opportunity to look at them and be like, I'm not alone, I'm not different, what I'm feeling is not wrong. And just to have that representation, I feel like it's really important.
And last but not least, what is your positive message that you want to pass to the audience?
Okay, so it's a cliche because it's been said so much, I feel like it's so redundant at this point. But it's true, it's like things do get better. You hear it so much and you're like, it's just something that people say to make themselves feel better, just hope that someday things will be different and that things will change. And because it's said so much, I feel like some people just stop believing in that, especially younger people that are like, things won't change, things won't get better, like this is the way that my life is going to be forever, especially when they're younger and they're really struggling with coming to terms with their sexuality. But it's said so much because it's true. Like, you will find the people that will accept you for who you are, that will love you for who you are. And when you accept, first of all, I feel like you have to accept and love yourself for who you are, because that's the first step. If you don't do that, then no one's able to love you if you don't love yourself. So I feel like once you do that, once you accept and love yourself for who you are, then things just fall into place. And things will improve. You will find the people that really love you, that really want to be there for you. And they won't care about who you like to sleep with, about your sexual orientation or anything like that. And once you do, and once you find a community of people that will love you unconditionally, is the time that you really start to enjoy life to its fullest.
So, I want to thank Iraklis for his amazing speech and monologue, and I want to thank for his time, and we hope that you will pass some messages in the audience and understand the situation in Greece and Cyprus about this sensitive topic. And so thank you, we hope you enjoyed it.
Bye!